Hello and welcome to my channel, AB Make It Artworks. We do what we do to make that artwork for you. Here we have a piece that I have titled Red Haze or Zombie, and I guess with today's video I'm going to talk about a little bit of the supplies, but mostly focus on what was the inspiration for this video and just go on from there. So from the title Red Haze Zombie, this was inspired by a music video also named Zombie, done by Eywa, and from what I could see, it's possibly a cover. I don't know who the original artist is, but I'm mainly working my inspirations from the video, the music video that I saw. And in the music video, you see primarily a woman in the darkness. You see her face, or you see her eyeballs, and which kind of sounds silly. And most of it's done in black and white, except for these moments where there's pops of red. And if you've ever heard the song before, it's a lot about war and kind of our nature to ignore problems other people are having because it's not happening to ourselves, but kind of the conflict that happens with knowing that bad things are happening and our own internal war with just dealing with that. And so I really wanted to play on that idea of having conflicted feelings for people who are having a hard time, and then that also trying to plead ignorance to other people's sorrow. And I figured I wanted to kind of use a lot of energy from the video. So I focused on doing the woman's face and keeping the color scheme to very minimum, black and white, shades of gray, with a pop of red, because throughout the video you see big pops of red, which to me that kind of meant sudden aggression or like attention to danger, which kind of makes sense with the idea that, hey, we've just brought this to your attention, that horrible things happen to people, and what are you gonna do about it? And that seemed really interesting. I don't know if the video actually, well, the original artist ever made a music video for their song, but I feel like this video did do it great justice, and that is really intense. Because even some of the first words in it is that there's wars and there are bombs and children crying, but it's not you. And yet there's that war going on in your head. Zombie. And that's really the highest emphasis of it, that bad things happen to other people, and since it's not happening to you, we want to ignore it, but we still want to know about it. So how does that kind of relate to how I did the piece? Well, female subjects are said to be submissive. If you look up art and symbolism, or as professors I've had would say, it's a submissive form. It's an attractive form, and you want to look at it. And when you cast something in shadow, like an intense shadow, where I have this female form's face like half in shadow, you can still see it, but it's obscured. It's bringing attention that you notice the figure and you sort of know what it is, but there's a bit of it that's kind of like it's obscured from your vision, so you don't know all of it, but as a viewer, you may not think much more of it. And it kind of heightens that idea of like awareness, but like subjective awareness to the point of ignorance. Not saying anyone's ignorant for watching this, yo. And I just kind of wanted to emphasize that. And to kind of get to this point of creating my palette and following through. Oh, I also wanted to bring attention to the discord that would come with like having thoughts of the horrible things are happening to other people, but I need to ignore it because they're not happening to me. But that still upsets me or upsets a person by doing the emphasis of this red plume in her brain, like the infection of bad news going on in her mind, like that conflict of knowing that horrible things are happening to people around the world, but sort of having only that bliss awareness that horrible things are happening, but they're not happening to me, so I'm not terribly upset or frightened by it, but it's still there. That haze is still lingering, and I know it's happening. I guess some of the tools I use for some brush pens, they're really cheap ones. I think you can get them anywhere. I'm not sure. I ended up getting most of the supplies from sketch boxes that I had paid for a year. Except for some of them, like the Sakura pen that I probably bought at a store that sells stamps, oddly enough. Like you can get those at like Joann's and Michael's. There were brush pens, had a little bit of India ink. Funny thing is the water-soluble graphite pencils, which I thought were really interesting. They're kind of like those weird things where you're like, what? Graphite pencils that are water-soluble? Yeah, I mean, I thought the same thing when I saw water-soluble crayons. I was like, crayons don't water-soluble? What? Other than that, there's India ink, some Winsor Newton red to bring in that pop of color, and most of what I'm doing, like right here, right now, I'm going in with the brush pen, moving my page a lot, and just darkening the area around her to make her kind of pop out more, as well as just going in right now with some Winsor Newton Alizarin Crimson to kind of darken up that color, make it a bit more intense. But I really wanted her to kind of just pop from this background, be a ghost of sorts. That, yes, she's the focus, some of her is obscured, but she really does seem just like a faint idea. And it wasn't entirely made on purpose to make her seem so light and faded, but to an extent I'm really happy about that. Oh, and this is the end, you guys. Thank you for watching, and always do what you do, and make sure you make that artwork work for you. Bye!